Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and this is the second of three of these flea market find things I'm doing. I work with a fellow at a local flea market, and he sources a lot of stuff from garage sales, lawn sales, other flea market vendors who just don't sell fishing equipment and the like, estate sales, wherever you can find used equipment. Well, he tends to go to those events, find them, and then he has a stall at a local flea market where he tries to make some more money off of them by flipping them. Well, every now and then he gets stuff that, it might be a rod and reel combination. The rod may be fine, the reel may be problematic, or just something that he doesn't feel comfortable selling, doesn't see how he can make any money on it. And he puts those in a bag, and from time to time he asks me, can I help put them back together again? Or do I want those for parts? And we have this little arrangement. If I can't put it back together again and I can get some parts value out of it, well, I tend to do that kind of thing with him. Just kind of a fun relationship. All right, we got a whole bag here. Let's go over some of the reels that he found that he's asked for my opinion on, and to see if we can give them a second chance for resale, or if this is something that is kind of destined to the parts bin. First one up is a Garcia Mitchell. I think this is the 620, I'm not quite sure, 20, 22, 24, I never quite get them right. Heavily corroded. As a matter of fact, this one to me is probably been on the bottom of the ocean. You can see how it's got heavy salt damage and corrosion. And this is a reel known for probably the best chrome plating of any reel of that time. Got the old coffee grinder handle on it, it's working. So we might see what we can do about if there's any chance that we can clean this thing up. I think if I walked up to a table at a flea market and saw this, I'd view it as a parts reel and wouldn't offer much for the reel. Here's a second one. I think we're going to see a lot of these. So these don't have a lot of value at the flea markets, but they are nice reels overall. This one is an early Penn Beachmaster 155. I think he's probably taken a line off of it because we can see all of the dirt and debris above that certain line there, kind of like a tan line. And we have a stuck knob on the handle here. I don't know if that can be freed up or not. WD-40 would be its best chance. And overall, again, from a cosmetic standpoint and the like, if you saw this at a flea market table, you might be interested in it. It's got the smaller torpedo knob, which probably means early 1950s. It's got the etched side plates on it as opposed to the solid side plates from the later years. It's an older reel, so you would accept that the chrome loss and the like is there. It certainly hasn't been serviced in a while. That's just grease that'll clean that up. But we might be able to get this one back to him in saleable condition. So here's another one of those Beachmasters. It's a 155. It's the later edition now. We don't have the etched side plate in it, and the torpedo knob is a more rounded football kind of style knob there. So this is an older edition of the reel, and this one is a left-handed version, interestingly enough. So that would have some value by itself in it being a lefty. You could probably take the time and invest the money, because it is a left-handed reel, to upgrade the posts and the reel seat to something that's not corroded. The side plates don't look terrible on this one, the inner trim rings, and that's probably has a value there worth doing. Here's a Iowa AG 750. As long as the anti-reverse works on this one, that would be a start. Okay, that works. The bail doesn't work. The bail is, there's no trip going on that bail. So we'll take it off underneath, but there's something going wrong here. The spring flips, the trip does not work. So we'll have to see what's going on there to see if that makes any sense in terms of repairing. That's a relatively inexpensive reel to begin with. So when you start trying to put some money into those reels, you usually don't recoup the investment. Same thing here. We have a Silster. Looks like a CX35. This is noisy. You'll accept that with the reel. I think probably just oil and clean it up a little bit and get that back on. table. Another version of the 155. This one has gone to a more squared shoulder, has the pen emblazoned in the side with the cross hatch to it. Posts are still very well worn. It's still the older style handle. It works. So if we can get through some of this, it doesn't, well, the free spool release is, well, there's some issue going on in there. So yeah, it's stuck now. So there's something going on inside this reel. Maybe what we can do is we can take the two reels here and make one out of them. We'll have to see. There's another pen. This one is a 78, I think. Yeah, this is the pen 78. This is a direct drive reel. Again, from a flea market standpoint, there's very little demand, if anything, for these. Everybody's looking for the star adjuster reels. As a collectible, they weren't very expensive to begin with, and they're still not very expensive now. It does work, and let's put it in drive. Yeah, I think we'll strip the line off of this one and clean it up and let him put it on the table. He should probably get more than he paid for it. Again, he buys a lot of these with the poles. Here's one that never really caught on. This is a pen graphite reel. It's the 240 graphite. It's a rear drag pen reel. It's a little bit bigger, and it's got two issues here that I can see. If the bail is not tripping, and the spool release thing is gone. Probably a parts reel. If you can find anybody who needs the parts for that. Here's one that'll be a nice reel if it actually works. Another one of these quick fire reels. It has the quick fire that's, well, this one's sticking. That's the problem with these as they age. Somebody was asking me before about this. Well, these tend to kind of just, it's a ball and socket type of a trip lever, and over time these things just don't, they wear, and then you can't trip them like here. You'll see, and if you go too far, you're just going to snap it. So this is a nice reel if we can put it. Yeah, it's actually working nicely. Anti-reverse. Yeah, we have the anti-reverse. Working nicely. What I would recommend on something like this is go ahead and tune it up, clean it up, and just have the person be aware that they're going to have to trip that bail manually. They're going to run the risk of breaking it if they try to do it with the easy release mechanism. This one's probably a nice example of a Ocean City reel. Hard to see through the piece exactly what this is. It's I guess it's the 113H. I was looking for a name on it. You can always tell an Ocean City reel by its handle knob. This handle needs to be replaced, or at least the knob needs to be replaced. The Ocean City reels with these types of levers pull out. They don't pull back and forth. The free spool is working on it. Again, very, very corroded. And for whatever reason, these were beautiful reels. This one won't hold up in terms of pricing. You've got a chip here. You've got a broken handle. You've got a lot of corrosion on it. This one's probably destined as a parts reel. It's kind of the same story that we were saying with this. Maybe it was even the same owner. I'm not sure. Got a couple more in here. Let's take a look. Here's another. Well, it's the same one. I guess I put that back in the bag. That's the Juniper. Here's an Ocean City. This is an older reel. This is the Forecast. This was way ahead of its time. This should have a lever that moves back and forth here. You can see it's just marginally moving back and forth. This was the attempt to limit backlashing on that reel. There's a lot of issues going on here. There's a broken side plate. That's probably a parts reel. That's not probably a parts reel. That is a parts reel. Here's a Daiwa AG 1350A. It's got a broken reel seat to it, which, again, nobody's going to collect these, but it's important to note that if you tried to sell it, the first thing somebody would say is, you know, give me something off. It's got a broken reel seat. This one's got a grinding noise from the gear. And it has a bail that doesn't trip. Again, that's probably a parts reel. This is another one of those reels that isn't even worth trying to find the handle for. A Swift 660 with a broken handle on it. A plastic handle. And, well, you know what? Sometimes these are worth what I call tuition reels. Just take it apart, learn from it, see how it was made, what the principles are behind it. But this is about as low end as you can possibly get in a reel. And hey, the pride of manufacturer, they didn't even line up the decal when they were and putting it on the spool there. So you have a reel that probably only sold for $1 or $2, was probably a kid's combination or something. No line guide on the bail, just a simple bent wire that would bang against the handle over here to trip. And that's not even working. So that's a recycle bin item. So there you go. So lessons learned, right? Check everything out before you go to purchase. Understand a little bit about the costs to repair or restore a reel. Recognize that within here you probably have 3 or 4 reels. They're the name brand reels, right? It's the Penn 78. Got a couple of the Beachmasters. Got the left-handed Beachmaster. Maybe got something to do here since this seems to be working on the 624. And the rest of them, you're probably wasting time, energy, and money if you're trying to bring one of those back in terms of making any kind of money from a resale standpoint or a flipping standpoint. So I hope you've enjoyed that. It's always fun to get the reels in from Joe and to see which ones we can save and which ones are destined for life as second chance parts. So to our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for all it is that you do to keep us safe. I truly do appreciate your efforts. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, have a great day, and well, pick up some of these reels at yard sales or flea markets and the like. Use them as tuition reels, learn from them, see what makes them tick, how to service them, and maybe you'll even get a few of them back in the water again, giving them a second chance. Have a great day.